This is TWiT.
So that's the Pixel 2 XL. In my opinion, high recommendation if you're looking for an Android phone.
Completely agree.
Now, it doesn't have a headphone jack, so they want you to buy these. These are the Pixel Buds. Now, I just got these yesterday, and we've already read numerous terrible reviews, some of which unfounded. For instance, a lot of people said, well, the pairing doesn't work. You're supposed to do this like the iPods where you open up the case and it pairs, but they say very clearly in that to remove the film, this is what I think happened, remove the film on the back. The Pixel Buds aren't charged when you get them, just the case. There's a film over the pogo pins on the buds, and then it says remove the film and then charge it for 10 minutes before you try to pair. Once I did that, it paired just fine. There is an extra pairing button here you can use to pair with non-Pixel phones. So the pairing works fine. Other people complain, oh, it's so hard to wrap the cord around. What?
Yeah,
come on, really?
Have a problem with that.
Really? Come on. Is that hard? This is just like the AirPods and others, the Broggies from Dash. This is a charging case. So see the pogo pins in there. And there is a reason we want to keep track of left and right, because the right headphone is the one you tap for all the functionality. And that's who's going to want to get this. People are going to want to get these if they have Pixel 2s, because really it works best, although it will work with any Bluetooth phone, it works best with the Pixel 2s.
Extra features for the Pixel 2s.
But the Google Assistant works with it. Oh, you can see I said hello, Google.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help.
I know you're not. So, and other people complain about this case. That doesn't bother me. It's a fabric covered, all the Google stuff.
That's Google's aesthetic, right?
So let's take it out and let's show you a little bit. So remember, you're going to put, and it says very clearly L and R, which is nice. I'm going to take out my headphones here. Oh, this is another weird thing. First of all, it does have a cord. Do not cut the cord. There's wires in there. They're talking to each other through the cord. All right?
Okay. Are you kind of disappointed there's a cord? Because like the AirPods,
they fall out and you lose them. The cord, if they fall out, at least it's going to stay on your neck. Yeah, I have no problem at all with a cord. I highly recommend a cord.
All right.
And then they're doing something interesting with the cord. See this little orange thing on here? That's a stop. The idea is you pull this ear thing out, and then this is going to go in your ear, and that's going to rest in the little, cup of your ear, and it keeps them in pretty well. Now, these are not in-ear monitors. These are like the Apple headphones. In fact, if you just looked at the player part, they look kind of like the Apple headphones. Those are going to sit kind of in your ear cavity. So watch now. I'm going to lift it to my ear. I don't want to throw Alex here. And when you put it in, you're going to get that loop to kind of go in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and actually, the sound is very, very good. Oh, sure, you look like a dork with gauges in, but the sound, you can get other colors. I got white because I thought, well, why try to hide it?
White's the one that they're having a hard time keeping in stock, I've noticed.
People want white.
Everybody wants
I don't
white.
think these look as bad, nearly as bad as the Pixel. I mean, the AirPods. You don't have that little thing. And you can make phone calls with these, which is nice. It's got a microphone built into it. The bass is very rich, very good. I'll give you these to try after the show. You can see the bass is very good. The high end's very crisp. I think it's excellent sound for Bluetooth, and it doesn't seem to have many of the Bluetooth issues, drop out, clicking, and so forth. It's doing a high quality codec.
Oh, okay.
And it's an AAC codec to the phones, and I think they sound very good. And you might want to leave them in all day. They claim 5-hour battery life, but they charge from this. This has 24 hours total. So after wearing for 5 hours, you might want to put this in. I would leave these in all the time, even if you're not listening to music. And I'll tell you why. You get your Google Assistant announcements. So if I get a new text message, for instance, it'll beep me. I tap it once. It'll read me the text message, and then she'll say, "Would you like to reply?" And I can reply, which is great, via dictation. So a lot of the functionality that you would get with your phone, you get with just having these in all the time. So I have to say, I feel like that's I'm putting them in backwards. That's not smart. I'm a little distracted here. Let's do it right. I'm going to take it out in a second because I want to try the translation thing, and that was something. So just so you see what it looks like when they're in. They look like headphones. Yeah. I went, like I said, I went to pick up my son at the airport yesterday, and every single person under 30 getting off the airplane was wearing headphones. So this is not so weird. On this one, I have it looped around the ear so you can see. One way to keep it in would be to do that, but you don't need to. You can have it come out just like I have here. Sound quality is great. You stop the song by tapping it once. You can swipe forward to turn it up, swipe back to turn it down. double tap to stop it or to answer the phone. And if you tap and hold, what time is it? Assistant will launch and it will respond to you.
Oh, so did you hear it? Just
yeah, and it's going to tell me what time it is.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of cool. In fact, one of the things I did this morning, which was really great, it says, tell me about my day. It says, good morning, Leo. It's 6:35 a.m. You've got 3 appointments. It played my podcast, my daily briefings, including, I have to say, TNW's on that list.
Excellent.
Don't know how, never mentioned it, but they knew. So that's pretty cool. But Google did a big thing when they announced this. And I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to bring Hesse Gaskar on here. She is a wonderful part of our team. Come on up here, Hesse. We had to find somebody that speaks another language, because this has Translate built into it. And I have yet to get this working. So we're going to try one more time with Hesse. So the idea is, for this to work, the translation to work, you have to have a Pixel 2 phone, XL or regular. And you have to have a Google Translator installed, because it's basically going to be doing Google Translate. The only difference is, instead of the phone announcing both the English and Spanish, that's what Hesse speaks, and it does a bunch of other languages, it's going to speak my English as Spanish so she can hear it out of the phone, but her Spanish is going to be translated to English secretly in my ear. No, it's not going to be completely secret, because I'm going to hold this end of the...
It might be secret to the random person you stop on the street.
Well,
yeah.
We'll talk about that in a second. So let me do this. Help me speak Spanish. And it doesn't work. So this is the problem we had a lot before. I never was able to get this to work. But let's see. I'm going to launch Google Translate. See if we can do it from here. All right. Speech input's having difficulties. Try again, it said. Well, let me try again. Headset disconnected. This is what we got every single time.
No.
I can still listen to music. I can still do all the stuff I want to do, but you end up doing it the old-fashioned way, which, by the way, you don't need Pixel Buds or even a Pixel 2 XL to do. You can do on any Android phone with Google Translate. Oh, it's broken. I've broken it.
Oh.
So you know what, Hesse? Thank you for your help.
Buena suerte.
What does that mean? Thank you. It doesn't work.
It doesn't even work.
Doesn't work.
And we should mention, too, prior to recording today's show,
we tried.
We tried and we tried, and we finally got there, right?
No.
No? We never got there.
No, it never worked quite right. What is supposed to happen, and what Google's demonstrated, and if you look at YouTube videos, they'll demonstrate, is I say something in English, holding my ear, let go, the phone then translates it into Spanish or whatever language, which she hears, right?
Right.
She responds naturally. Actually, it's not that natural. You have to press a button on the phone, and then she can talk.
And that goes through the
And
phone.
then it translates it. And by the way, it is not quick turnaround. It's thinking, for a few seconds.
Right.
And it says it in your ear. We were able to get that part to work. I wasn't able to get the press and talk part. I had to use the phone to press to talk.
Well then,
but we were able to get her to translate in my ear. Here's the problem. Because she doesn't hear the translation, she has no idea how wrong it is. And so we found a number of times it translated it incorrectly, but it's better if you use the phone, because then they can hear the translation and say, no, that's not what I meant, and say it again. I think she has a couple of parrots and lives in France. I don't know what's going on. It got it all wrong. So don't buy these for that translation feature. A, because you don't need it. If you've got an Android device, you can use it. But do buy these, I think, because they're very good headphones. They're comfortable. They're easy to wear. I find them pretty good. They're expensive.
I'm not sure how to help with that yet.
I know.
There we go.
I know.
Thank
She's
you
completely
for that
helpless.
important information.
There are problems with this. I wonder if they're fixable in firmware. My guess is they are. And my hope is that these will get better over time. At this point, it's hard for me to recommend these.
Yeah,
okay?
and especially if you're thinking the translate feature, which was one of the things they really pointed out when they were showing off this product.
Yeah, they spent a long time.
Like, isn't this a cool, unique feature? It feels like the future. But often is the case with Google, it's a beta.
Type-C charging. You already have a Type-C charger for your phone, so that's okay.
That's nice.
This will get 24 hours with the battery life on the case, 5 hours of battery life on the Pixel Buds. I think they're aesthetically pleasing. They stay in your ear. They're comfortable to wear. The sound quality is superb, best I've ever had on Bluetooth phones, so that's a good thing. But I have to say, and I like the idea that if you wear them around, you're going to get pinged. It really is the beginning of the wearables, hearables transition, where you're wearing these and you're always connected to your Google Assistant. I should mention that, again, that while the Translate doesn't work, tapping the right headphone, holding it, and talking to your assistant does work. I used it to dictate text messages, to get the weather, a variety of things. Anything you can do with Assistant, you can do just by pressing your right ear and speaking, and she'll respond in the earbuds privately. I think that's a good feature too. I like it. In fact, so much so that I'm tempted just to wear these around even if I'm not listening to music. Oh, one of the things that works nicely is because they're not in-ear monitors, they don't seal you off. And I think that's the reason Google did that. So you can hear what's going on. You could wear them running. You could wear them in normal environment. I could have a conversation with you, be able to hear you, but still be able to hear the assistant. So I like them. I'm probably going to use them, but it's a flawed product. And it might be worth waiting until they do some updates, especially around that translation.
Seems like the synergy between how the hardware and the software are communicating for that translation. I have to imagine that's fixable.
It's just software, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird that it doesn't work given how much energy they put into it. Maybe this is me, maybe, but the phone really was unhappy. Every time I tried to do it, it said, no, you're not doing it right. I couldn't understand it. Anyway, so a mixed bag on this. I'm glad I got them. I wouldn't say to you, don't get them, especially since you don't have a headphone jack.
I've been holding off. I heard enough negative.
Might be worth waiting.